Hey guys! So first thing we're going to do today is we're going to prime our face. And I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer. It's a mattifying primer. They have a bunch of different kinds. Some are for to make your skin look more radiant. I use a mattifying just because it's really humid here and I'm kind of prone to being oily anyway. So I just put about a dime size of that on my fingertips, and what I'll do is I'll just go and press it into my skin. Just put it everywhere. It's really important not to skip this step, and it takes like 2 seconds, and it makes all the difference in the world. I definitely don't think they're like a gimmick or anything. I definitely think that primers are, you know, kind of crucial if you're looking for your makeup to really stay all day, especially if you're kind of oily like me. Gotta do it. Next thing I'm going to do is go in with my foundation. I'm going to use the Becca Matte Skin Foundation. It's a liquid foundation. I love this foundation. I love Becca, the brand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to put some of that right on my hand. And I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Optical Blurring Brush. Just like a stippling brush. And dip that in my hand. Start with my cheeks. And you want to press and pull down. You never want to push up. And you want to avoid kind of like smearing it too much too, because then you're kind of just like moving it on the top of your skin opposed to pressing it into your skin, which would just make it last longer and look more flawless. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with some concealer under my eyes, and I'm going to use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. It's awesome because you put it on your eyelids as well, and it'll help prime for your mascara. I just put a little bit of this on the end of any brush that's shaped like this, really any concealer brush, and I kind of just paint it under my eyes and pull up and make like a little triangle on the apples of my cheek and pull all the way up. Go around the corners of your nose, Cupid's bow, corners of my mouth, and then I go and put a little X on my chin here, and then I make kind of like a little flower shape on my forehead in between my eyes, and bring it down the bridge of my nose, and make like kind of a little triangle here. And then you end up looking crazy like this. And this doesn't have to be like insanely precise or anything, because we're going to go in with a beauty blender right now and blend it out. So I'm going to take a damp beauty blender, make sure it's damp. That's kind of the whole point of a beauty blender. So you definitely want to make sure that it's damp. And then you just go and you dab. Just dab, 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 like a crazy woman. And you want to kind of pull up as you're dabbing. And then once we've done that, what I like to do is I like to take the more like rounded end of the Beauty Blender. I'll show you in just a second. The bottom end of it, and I like to just press everywhere that we have put foundation or concealer, either one. And what this will do is, because it's damp, it will pick up like any extra product, so you don't like have any cake phase, you don't have any excess product anywhere. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is go in and I'm going to set where we just put that concealer, and I'm going to use, I recently got this, it was like a week ago, and I love it. It's the Mercier translucent powder, and it's not really white like most translucent powders. It kind of has like a tint, like a, you know, kind of like a beigey tint to it, and I love that because it really just kind of gives you like good color and good color correction as well. So I'm going to go and I'm going to pick this up. This is the more like a pointed end of the Kat Von D Shade Light brush. It's just perfect for getting right underneath the eye area. And I'm going to put that product up on that brush, and I'm going to push in. I'm going to press down and press it into the skin. This will be more effective than sweeping the product on your face just back and forth, because again, if you want to, this is the whole point of setting an area so that it doesn't crease throughout the day, and you just achieve that more efficiently if you're pressing the product in opposed to just kind of like smearing it on the top of your skin. Now that that's done, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to bronze my face. And I am going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette. And I'm going to use the shade right here. This one. And I'm not going to be doing like a harsh contour per se. I'm going to be more like just bronzing my face. So I'm going to use a bigger brush more, you know, instead of kind of using like the other end perhaps of the Kat Von D brush I was just using like that. It's a little bit more small and chiseled. I'm going to be just doing more bronze. So I'm going to just use, this is the, what? Oh, it doesn't even have a name on it, but I think it's the Morphe B4, I think it is. I'm pretty sure. I can link it down below. I'll find out for you guys. So I'm just going to go around all the outside of my face pretty much. And you can even see already like how big of a difference that makes. Just warms the skin up. And I go and I use the flat side and I use it on the outside of my nose here, just to kind of give that a little bit of shadow, define my nose a little bit. I usually would probably just use like a smaller brush, but again, like I'm not doing like an extreme contour or anything. I'm kind of just trying to warm up my skin a little bit, so it doesn't really have to be like insanely perfect, because I'm gonna I'm gonna go back in again with this with no additional product and just kind of like run it over everything just to make sure there isn't any harsh lines or anything anywhere. I always do this, just, I don't know, I feel like it just kind of cleans up anything. If you accidentally do have any harsh lines, it totally just kind of blends them out. And again, that had no additional product on it. It was just, you know, for the sake of the shape of the brush to kind of help blend everything out a little bit. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with some blush. I'm using MAC Melba. This is an awesome summer peach shade, and it works really well on a bunch of different skin tones. I love, 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 love this. And I'm going to use I don't even know, this is like called Twin Beauty. I'm not even sure what this brand is, but I really love it. It came when I ordered my Mary Luminizer off Amazon. It came with it, so, but I like it. It's nice. It works really well. It's really soft and stuff, so. And it's really big. I like it because it gives you a really nice wash of blush on your cheeks if you're, you know, just kind of going for a little bit of color. And I'm just going to lightly put that on the apple of my cheek and pull it back a little bit. A little on my forehead with no additional product, just anything that's left on there just to kind of warm up the other high points of my face along with the blush. I'm using a big brush doing this because I just want this to be like a wash of color. I don't want it to be like, you know, a strong contour and blush. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and do my brows. So I'm just going to use any like spoolie brush and just kind of get the hairs going in one direction here. Kind of form a little arc to go, you know, kind of travel along while I'm filling them in. And I'm going to use what I always use, my Anastasia Brow Wiz. This is in taupe because I kind of have like ashy, grayish, blondish hair right now, so the taupe works really well for that. And I'm just going to go, I can't really talk while I'm doing this, but basically what I do is I kind of like fill in the bottom of it first and kind of make the shape, and then I'll fill that in with feather motions so that it kind of like mimics the look of real hair. And then when I get to the inner corner, I'll turn my pencil this way and flick up, you know, like the front of your eyebrows usually do. I kind of like fill in the bottom of it first and kind of make the shape, and then I'll fill that in with feather motions so that it kind of like mimics the look of real hair. And then when I get to the inner corner, I'll turn my pencil this way and flick up, you know, like the front of your eyebrows usually do. So it's funny because I feel like doing my brows is like my least favorite part of my makeup, but once they're done, it makes all the difference in the world. It's just tedious, and it's like the same thing every day, you know? It gets kind of boring. But without it, it would be so different, you know? Everything, like the whole, you know, makeup look would be totally different. So I think, if anything, if you're not even like a huge eyeshadow person, I still would recommend filling in your brows. I think it just really makes a big difference. At least, you know, even using like if you have like really naturally great shaped eyebrows and you don't need to fill them in like me, even just using like a gel, like a brow gel, like what I'm going to use in a little bit when I'm done filling them in, is worth it because it just kind of like holds them in place and holds your arc in place all day. Don't worry too about making your eyebrows look exactly the same, because no two eyebrows naturally ever look exactly the same. So don't worry too much about that. Both of them should look, I mean, pretty similar, but a little bit of difference. You know, the arc be a little different. That kind of thing. Alright, so now I'm going to use the spoolie end, and I'm going to kind of brush through, and what this does is kind of like blends the product out a little bit and fills in any spots you may have missed. It makes a really big difference before and after doing this. If you don't do this, you can definitely tell once you do it that there's like a big difference. Especially in the front here. Alright, so now that that's done, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Brow Gel. This is the Tinted Brow Gel, and this is actually in Granite, which is kind of like a dark blackish gray color, and I use this kind of to try to like more match my hair. It's not like a crazy strong color. It works for mine, because I don't want my eyebrows to be too warm in tone, because my hair is very cool toned. And I just lightly put this on. And what this does is kind of just holds it all in place. So that if you accidentally like bump it during the day or anything like that, it stays put where you did it, where you made it earlier. Okay, so then what I do after that is I will just go in with the Anastasia Brow Duality. There's like a shimmery side, and then there's a more matte side. It's like a matte pink. And I take that, and I just draw like a line under my brow. Try to avoid getting it like in your brow hair like I just did. And then just blend it out with your finger. And what this does is it kind of just like, and I even go around the top just like with anything extra I have on my finger and just kind of like blend it out. And what that does is it kind of just like creates a line, like a more sharp line. So if you accidentally like didn't do it totally straight or something, it kind of just helps like clean it up. And it also adds like a cream based kind of like glow under your brow. Alright, so now that that is done, we are going to move on to our eye look.